Good morning lads, Dan Power here. Second plan. I've seen a few people that are struggling with their food, dietitian and all that kind of stuff. My main job is I'm a chef, so I thought I'd do a little video on giving you ideas and helpful tips, menu ideas, like dishes of the day and stuff like that, to create yourself at home a different perspective of your nutrition on food. So today I'm going to do a Thai dish using minced pork, onion, shallots, garlic. It's a quick snack food which ideally you would like to eat straight away, but you can also take it as like a packed lunch to work with you, or if you're out and about. Once you do the dish a few times, it does become a lot easier and you can crack on with it, and it takes like less than 5-7 minutes. As you can see, I've got most of my stuff ready to go, because I'm doing a video. It's going to take quite a while. So I've got 500 grams of minced pork, I've got some crushed chillies, garlic, shallots, onions, spring onions, mint. I didn't get any coriander, which I'll use coriander in this dish as well, but I couldn't get any sauce in it today. Lemongrass, bit of ginger and some lemons, and we'll always use a bit of fish sauce in Thai cooking. Generally with Thai cooking they use 5 elements, so it's sweet, sour, spicy, and 2 others, off the top of my head I can't remember, but it's all about the balance. Obviously on plan we've got to try and stay away from sugars, so I've adapted the menu, or this particular dish, to suit on plan. On the last plan I did ask about palm sugar and stuff like that, because it does help, but whilst you're on plan it's not really any beneficial. So what I've got here is, I roasted the chicken off yesterday and I've got some stock left over, which I'm using. So in there I'll add some lemongrass and ginger. That's to help with the dish. Somebody was saying the other day about stocks and all different things. Great way is making your own. So I'm using leftover stock from yesterday's chicken, make it into my own stock pot, and I've infused flavour into it. Alternatively, you can use some water and use these. It does the same job, it doesn't really make much difference. Okay, so we get onto the cooking element now. To start off with, I'm going to use a little bit of coconut oil. I found going to health food shops is a lot cheaper. I've got various different ones, stocked all up, ready for the next plan. You know, small ones I got for just over £4.50 to the big ones up to £10. Just shop around lads, it is really worth your while. So, into the pan put some coconut oil. Okay. Let it melt down a little bit, and just add in the pork mince. Please excuse me a sec while I wash my hands. Okay, you don't have to use coconut oil in this dish. I just find it gives a little bit more extra flavour. You can dry fry it. So in the pan now you can start seeing the bottom sticking. I'm continuously moving it around so it breaks all down. You can use different minces, turkey mince, chicken mince, beef mince, anything in this dish. It's very versatile. So just play around with it, you know, have fun with what you do. Look at what you're actually cooking. Great using like leftovers and stuff like that. You can mince your own chicken down, it's very simple. So it's starting sticking, so I'm just adding a little bit of stock into it, you know, infusing flavour. It's got Thai elements in there with lemongrass and ginger. Now, control your heat. Initially you want a high heat and going down. Make sure your pan's hot as well. Okay, so as that's cooking down now, I'll continuously stir that for a few minutes. A little bit of water in there, obviously I'll put the stock in, so you want to try and get that to dry out a bit. You've got coconut oil in there as well, so you want that to continuously go through the dish. Okay, sorry, I've had to make a few notes on the health benefits. Obviously I'm a chef, I know off the top of my head, but I wanted to make sure that I've got all the information across to you so you understand a bit more about the food and why on the 30 plus menus they do choose to use these foods. Okay, so I've got 3 different sorts of onions here. I've got shallots, red onion and spring onion. You know, they've all got health benefits. They're good for heart and lowering blood pressure. They're anti-inflammatories, great for the immune system and promotes good digestion. I'm using 3 different sorts here. If you haven't got them, use what you've got available to yourself. They're all good and it's all great. To that I've got some garlic, which is highly nutritious and has very few calories. It combats sickness and common colds, and it can help improve cholesterol levels. Okay, so my meat's now started to brown off, a little bit of pink in there still. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment because it's still going to continuously cook. So in there I'm going to add a little bit of garlic now. Don't add the garlic to start off with first, because that could burn and then it goes really bitter, and you don't want bitter in this dish. Okay, so going into that. With the lemongrass, it helps cleanse and flush out any harmful bacteria, harmful toxins that are in the body. So it's another health benefit. It's really great. Lemons I'm using in this dish, you know, acidity. I always, when people ask me questions, a little bit of lemon juice always helps. Salads, etc. Using lemons into dishes, and I use it quite a lot. It cleanses the body. It helps flush out all bad stuff and everything into you. It's great. That with a bit of olive oil in the salad, great. If I'm doing roast chicken, squeeze a bit on top of it. I continuously use it in everything that I do, and it just lifts every single dish that I do. Okay, and then obviously chilies fights inflammation and reduces cholesterol, improving heart health, and it aids dramatically into losing weight. It's same as with peppers, anything like that. They're all great. Okay, so now my mince is gone, the garlic is cooked, my garlic is starting to cook through. I'm going to start building it up now, so I'm going to turn the heat down because I don't want it to overcook too much. You know, overcooking your meat loses most of its flavour. Okay, so into that now, I'll put my lemongrass. I've chopped my lemongrass up into quite small pieces. Crushed it all down, you know, it helps with the dish. If I had smell vision now, you would really like, wow, what's that going to it? You'll know when you cook it yourself. Okay, a little twist that I'm doing, I'm adding a bit of ginger to it. Another health benefit as well. You know, always play around with herbs and spices. You know, you create loads of new dishes. Just have fun with what you do, lads. It's really great. Okay, so I've got various different onions again, so they're going in now. Probably won't use all these, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, normally in Thailand when they do this dish they use glutinous rice as well to put in on top of it. I was a bit dubious, I haven't worked out today, so I'm not going to use that, so I'm going to use a few chai seeds instead. You know, use what you've got, another health benefit. So I'm just going to sprinkle a teaspoon of that in there as well now. Okay, if it starts going a bit dry at the bottom again, another little bit more stock. Keep building the flavours. Okay, and always when you're cooking, you've got to taste your food. Part of the problem why I put the weight on was I tasted an awful lot, and you don't just stop at tasting, you keep going. Okay, so the flavour's there that I need now, so now it's time to build it and make more pungent and everything else. Like I said earlier, normally I have coriander in this dish, but today I couldn't source any. So, I've got mint. You may think of it a bit strange, but like I said earlier, play around with your herbs and spices. Okay, so first of all, just a quick squeeze of lemon juice. Get the acidity in there. And mint. Finely chopped shredded mint goes in there. At this point I would add coriander as well. Okay, now you've added the citrus with the lemon, you've added the mint, give it another try. Constantly building. Okay, chilli powder. I like mine hot, but like I say again, play around with your herbs and spices. Okay, so I can taste lemongrass still now. I can taste the citrus coming through. I can taste all that. Now I've added the heat, so I want to try it again. Okay, got a good kick to it. Now I add more lemon juice. The reason why it's great to eat straight away is because you've got lemon juice in there. Lemon juice also helps to keep cooking, and it can go a bit stale after a while, so ideally you want to make it that day and eat it that day. But time permitting, I've done it before, kept it in the fridge overnight and took it to it the next day. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so I've got the spice, I've got the citrus, the sour. Now I just need to go a little bit salty to balance all the flavours out. I'll just put a couple of squirts of fish sauce in. Okay, the smells in this room now has just gone straight through the roof. That's it, done. So, traditionally what they do is they use lettuce, use that as like your boat, your vessel to eat off. In Thailand they normally use like coconut shells with chopsticks and that to eat the rice and that kind of stuff, especially in northern Thailand. If any of you have been there, you'll probably know. So, I'm using lettuce leaves in this. Like I said, you can take it away. This dish is perfect, ideally for sharing as well. So I've just got a couple of different lettuce leaves, Romanian and baby gem. Wash them all off into a bowl ready to go, and then we just pour that in. Okay, if you're really hungry, I'd like to see you try to eat all this, but this ideally is like for 2-3 people. Spread out, put in the centre of the table and just sit down and chat. Because you've got all the spices and herbs and everything else in there, you want a bit of a fire extinguisher, so you just use a bit of cucumber. Obviously it's cool when you eat it. You just spread that out on top. Okay, and if people like it a bit more sour, just put a couple of wedges of lemon on. You can use limes, you can use anything like that. Okay, and then if you've got some coriander, you can put a bit on top. And then basically, take it to the table and serve. And you just use a spoon, dig in, use the leaf. Like that. A couple of pieces of that on. And then just eat. You know. Very simple, very straightforward, using very few ingredients, but making a